Hey there, HopeQuest family. Troy and Melissa here, and we are, as always, grateful that you decided to hang out with us today for another episode of Hope for Today, where we try to just give you a little authentic glimpse into our life and our recovery and our marriage in hopes that your life and your recovery and your relationships will be helped. So today we wanted to talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that is what happens when I feel overwhelmed or distressed. And when I get overwhelmed and distressed, it tends to shut me down. I don't know what to do. And so I either just completely give up and don't do anything, and that looks very depressed and very blah, or I do stupid things that in the end are not helpful or very detrimental to my recovery or to my relationships or to my relationship with you. So Melissa, when we are feeling overwhelmed and when we are feeling distressed, what is the key adage or the key thing that we need to keep in mind?
So, I really like it when we keep recovery principles simple. And so what I want to just say to that is do the next right thing. Do the next right thing.
So you're saying that we should keep things simple.
Yes.
And the way that we keep things simple is by simply doing the next right thing.
Right. When you get overwhelmed, right, you get frozen. The anxiety, maybe you're thinking about long-term problems or how do I solve them, and it's really hard. It pulls me out of the present moment and into this swirl of emotions and paralyzes me. I don't know what to do with it. So if I just, if I'm remembering that really this is a very simple daily process, then doing the next right thing is the key to staying on track.
And for me, when I feel overwhelmed or I feel that could be, I could be tempted, I could have a distressing emotion, I could be frustrated. As perfect as you are, at times you frustrate me. Oftentimes that's more about me than about you. But I feel these overwhelming emotions, and I don't know what to do with those. And I personally, I don't know about you, but I don't like overwhelming emotions. I don't like feeling distressed. I like that feeling to go away and go away quickly. And so, for me, oftentimes I just want that to stop. So I'll actually make a poor decision. For example, a quick swing through the drive-through for
Cheeseburger Bobby's,
or Cheeseburger Bobby's, or the drive-through at Krispy Kreme relieves that uncomfortable emotion, relieves that sense of being overwhelmed and distressed. But unfortunately, that is not the next right thing, and that creates a snowball. And then for me, I tend to say, okay, well, gosh, I've screwed it up today. I've eaten a half a dozen donuts. So I might as well eat the other half a dozen, and then I might as well just blow the whole day.
Right.
Because again, I'm not keeping it simple. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm giving in to my desire to make that sense of overwhelmedness stop. And then instead of keeping it simple, I just let things just kind of spin out of control.
You lose yourself, right? You lose yourself in the present moment, and you lose traction. So whatever it is, and especially in recovery, because the stakes are so high, because the next wrong thing or the next unhealthy thing can be so detrimental. Right. We've got to remember that staying in the present moment, doing the next right thing, is the only path to recovery. Right.
So Melissa, when I want to eat Krispy Kreme donuts, or I want to look at porn, or I want to rage, how do I keep it simple? How do I do the next right thing?
So I think the first thing we have to be able to do is press pause and say, I'm not okay. There's a problem. I'm getting sucked out of my ability to make good decisions.
So I've got to admit that my circumstances are not okay, and maybe even I'm not okay, but admitting that this is a problem and saying, you know what, things aren't good right now, and it may be the circumstances that are out of control. I may not be out of control, or it may be the emotions are out of control.
Right.
I'm not out of control. It may be the circumstances that are quote unquote bad. I'm not bad. but I've got to admit that things aren't like they're supposed to be, which means I strip away denial.
Right.
And I don't pretend things are different than they are. I admit. So then what do I do?
So then I have to ask for help. I have to seek something outside of me. If I'm in a place where I don't know what to do, it means I don't have the resources on board to make that decision for myself.
So what you're saying, when I get stuck, because oftentimes I'll get stuck, I get frozen, I get overwhelmed, and then I don't know what to do. And that's a very uncomfortable, it's a very
Absolutely.
powerless feeling,
Right.
not knowing what to do. And so I admit the scenario is what it is, and then I seek input, I seek help.
Right.
I realize, so tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, so in the reach is what grounds me in the present, right? So like if I'm overwhelmed by emotions, but I reach out, like for me, if I like have a plan for the day and things just go to hell in a handbasket, right? So I can reach to you and say, hey, this is the plan that I had, and now I'm feeling overwhelmed because it just got shot to smithereens.
Right.
So what do you think I should do? What's the next thing I should do? Or when I get into relationship with someone, it grounds me in the present. Now my reasoning is back online.
Right.
I'm back in a place of thinking clearly and having an objective voice to bounce off of.
And I like the way you said that, because when we seek help, it allows us to kind of be drawn back to reality and drawn back to the current and the present. And it's much easier in the present to make a wise, simple decision. And so I love that it kind of grounds us back to reality. And it also, to me, left to myself, I will most often make the wrong decision. And so seeking that help and allowing someone to come in and help just be wisdom for me and be perspective for me and be Jesus, if you will, for me.
Right.
Helping me know, okay, Troy, these are your options. Don't forget this. Hey, that's not true. Now I can see more clearly what's really going on, which leads us to the third point. So I've admitted that things are kind of out of control or things are not the way they should be. I'm seeking help. So what's the third thing?
The third thing is keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Recovery and change always happen with forward momentum, right? So if I get stuck, if I sit down on the trail and have a pity party, or if I get stuck thinking about the past and shame overwhelms me, or if I get so anxious because of what's going to happen in the future, I lose forward progress. And so recovery is about continuing to move forward. What's the next right thing in my recovery?
So what I hear you saying is I don't have to have it all figured out.
That's correct.
I don't have to have a 6-month plan.
That is absolutely
All I
right.
have to do, keeping it very simple, is just do the next right thing. And here's the good news, if I'm not missing this, I'll have a good idea what the next right thing to do is because I've sought help from
That's
someone
right.
else, and their wisdom's going to help me know what the next right thing to do
Absolutely.
is. I'm not trying to figure this out on my own.
That is correct.
And here's the other interesting thing about the next right thing. Have you ever had a good day or a good week or a good month and you look back and you're like, wow, that was really cool? One thing that we often miss in that is that good day, that good week, that good month was simply made up of a series, sometimes a long series, of simple, just keep moving forward, doing the next right thing. So this moment, I'm going to do the next right thing. And sometimes that next right thing is reaching out for help.
Absolutely.
And so the bottom line is good days are made up of small choices. And when we keep doing the next right thing, that builds upon itself. And the next thing you know, we've survived a difficult situation. We've survived feeling overwhelmed. We've actually made progress when I didn't know what to do. And so, Melissa, walk us through that acronym again. I think it's ASK, A-S-K. So walk us through that.
Because I know you love acronyms,
I love
Sonny.
acronyms.
Admit I need help or there's a problem. I'm distressed and overwhelmed. Seek help. Reach for help. Seek someone else's advice or wisdom. Talk you off the cliff. And then keep moving forward. Don't get stuck. Don't get into all or nothing thinking. Keep moving forward.
And if we'll ask, which is our little acronym there, here's the beautiful thing. Our days can end up being good days, filled with hope, filled with freedom, not having to regret at the end of the day bad decisions that I've made, not having to confess, just the joy of saying, you know what, I kept it simple, and I simply just kept moving forward. I did the next right thing. And here's the thing, God's always faithful. If we'll ask, God will show us that next right thing. So I want to encourage you guys, do the next right thing. Ask and seek, keep moving forward. Any last thing that you'd like to say, sweetheart?
I just want to remind you, we are all for you. Thank you so much for being a part of Hope for Today, listening to this. I know many of you are in recovery, and it's a really hard time in the world right now. So we just want to encourage you, keep doing the next right thing, because you are worth it, and you don't know who you're making an impact on and how you're changing the world for good.
What a good word. You are worth it. Please like this video. More importantly, share this video. If you got this video on social media, share that with your social media friends. If you got this video via email, share that email. Even at the bottom of this little YouTube video where you're watching, you can share that with others. So like, share, pray for us, pray for HopeQuest. Have some exciting things to talk about here in the real, not too distant future. But thanks a bunch. Keep doing the next right thing, and know we're grateful for you.